So, I hope everybody's enjoying the Gauntlet. I certainly did. I played a lot and I reached my goal today, which was level 90. And the Gauntlet, since then I'm just recklessly farming XP. Before that I did it very carefully, honestly, right, very patiently. And I just checked the ladders. For some reason I'm still just for XP or points or whatever, I'm in the top 300, which is really interesting. Did not expect that. Since I had a lot of social commitments over the weekend, I still managed to play since start 26 hours, almost 27 hours. So that's a ton. Some AFK time, sure, but still a lot. I haven't played that much PoE in quite a while, especially in not one setting, but for one event, I really enjoyed this one. In this way, I'm just going to talk about, it's a slammer, right? I'm just going to be a rambly video about how it went for myself. I'm going to show you character, some decisions I made, but it's just a slammer. I was careful. I got to 92. I'm super happy, and I have a lot of work and stuff over the weekend. So that's basically either the character now levels up or dies. So I stopped carrying pretty much, and I kept running or started running like any red map, the highest ones I can find with as many damage mods. I don't really care what's on it, as long as it's not super bricking or minus max rest or something dumb. But other than that, I'm just running that, and I will do this until the character dies or the event ends. So maybe I still make the 95, maybe not. But let's start from the beginning. Leveling was super smooth, honestly. It's a very hard event. It took me roughly 6 hours, maybe 7, not entirely sure, until Blood Aqueducts, which is quite a long time. But on the other hand, I wasn't too unhappy with that. But then I got scared. Honestly scared of Act 9 of the trio. I've also heard that people are dying a lot there, and it's supposed to be super hard. I kind of forgot because it was pretty much the same as in the last Gauntlet, I think, so I don't know. But I forgot about it. But anyway, I got super scared, and I spent until hour, /played hour, I think 11 or something. I spent in Blood Aqueducts, in Act 9, being scared, leveling up. I got corrupted blood immunity and everything, so I don't die in Blood Aqueducts. But that's basically what I did. I was super careful, and I already knew I basically only really have this weekend to extensively play, so I really didn't want to die. Took it very carefully, and finished campaign around hour 11, I believe. And then finally mapping, right? Everything is comparatively so easy. The build works really well on mapping. Super fine. Was already Bone Shatter at this point, or Earth Shatter it's called. Was already that. Other than that, I did pretty much everything I said before, in the PoE. I can show you the gear real quick. It's kind of terrible. I was in some stages I felt pretty unlucky. One of them was the axe. That's pretty much the only axe I got after campaign that I managed to create with Harvest Reforging. I invested so much into Harvest Reforging, and that's the best I could come up with, which is really weird. I felt a little bit unlucky on the axes. Overall, I should have chosen a faster base. It feels a little bit clunky, especially since some other investment on the tree is, I'm just missing a bunch of attack speed for tank, right? So doesn't feel perfect, but that's fine. The other thing that I felt like was a little bit unlucky is this is the only 5 or 6 link, in this case it is a 6 link, I've gotten from Fasters. I've invested all my gold up until this point, or until I got this chest here, which was just a little bit before 90, into Fasters, and he just refused to give me a 5 or 6 link on a base. The only one I got was an Astral Place. However, I got lucky on the influence. I feel like that was just a few clicks, and now I have infinite frenzy charges. I don't really need the power, the endurance charge one. They just never run out anyway. And I got the Fist Taken S, which is pretty nice. So that's the chest. Nothing special. Helmet, nothing special. Got a little bit lucky on the influence as well. So that was kind of nice. Other stuff, gloves, not so lucky on the influence, but just something. I did get the reduced effect of shock here. That's one of the immunities. I put a lot of immunities into this time. I have this one, and in combination with I want for the Pantheon here, so I have 90% reduced effect of shock, which good enough. Doesn't need to be the immunity. I didn't manage to roll a Stygian Vice yet, so I don't really have the jewel slot there to get the shock immunity there. So that's why I'm doing the other thing. Boots, I have them forever. I feel like never invested more in getting more of that stuff. Rings are pretty basic. Just recently, it took me also a really long time to get a Cold River, to get the minus mana cost, but it's nice to save so much points on the tree. Pretty good. Got the same one here on the amulet. It's not great, but it has life, and it made my life a little bit easier by getting the damage leech as mana. I think here, so I didn't need to have it on the jewel, but I have no resistance on the amulet, so yeah, causing some problems. Pretty basic ring. It even has crafted life still. I think that was all the items. Yeah, I don't have a Stygian Vice yet. I opted for these flasks by now. I did it after 90 because I realized like I don't really need all my flasks, so why not just take this, right? Just have, it doesn't have full uptime or anything, and I don't have the properly rolled ones with like charges when I get hit. So they're not up all the time, but they're helping, you know, why not? And yeah, I put some ignite here and poison here. And that's, I think, armor and some reduced effective curses. So a bunch of immunity on the flasks, which is a bit conditional. Not that reliable, to be honest. I also have a Merc dude. I found the belt, which is cool. That's kind of helpful. He has Culling Strike, but he's so slow with hitting anything, so he doesn't really Culling Strike anything. But yeah, I just picked them up for determination and some endurance stuff. Some of them have like Enduring Cry as well. It just really helps to keep the endurance charges up. Makes it very reliable. Obviously, I also have the endurance charge on melee stun here and on kill, and I have an Enduring Cry, so they just never fall. That's perfectly fine. I have the frenzies here as well, so I have permanent 9 endurance charges, 4 frenzy charges, which is really, really helpful. I feel like other than that, on tree, that's pretty much the tree I was planning for anyway. I got rid of this after having the minus mana stuff on my ring and amulet, so I could go up here. That's my 9th endurance charge. I'm not super happy with some of the small points. I got into some trouble and didn't really want to fix my gear because I'm barely resistance capped with all the max res I have. I don't even have enough to cover the Nico stuff you get in maps that gives you also max res, so it's not even enough for that, but the flasks are on sometimes, so that's fine. So yeah, there's some small shenanigans. What I did opt for here, since I didn't get a Stygian Vice ready when I wanted to, I opted to get bleed immunity here and also corrupted blood here, so I don't need a bleed flask and I don't need the bleed pantheon. So this one doesn't matter, so I can take this one. So that's why I took this, and it also really helped with my resistance nonsense that I did. So yeah. Other than that, in jewels, they're not that great. I have 2 of these, like a reduced effect of curses. Some on the flask as well. I think the second one is up here, right? Yeah, that's the one. That one is nicer because it at least has life and reduced effect of curses. So that's partial curse immunity. And this one is kind of terrible, but it has just 12 chaos resistance because I want it to be capped. So yeah, I'm not super happy about a bunch of stuff I'm missing. I would like some more damage. Maybe here the anti-block stuff, some damage here, some damage here. That would be nice, but that's fine. On the other one, I still have the one that curses cannot lower my resistance. Really important because I'm not overcapped. Feels pretty nice. But yeah, overall pretty happy. I have also here the Warcries cannot exert travel skills because yeah, I don't have the belt where I can put it, and on the amulet is the minus mana. So yeah, there we go. That's another point. So not super happy about the tree, but it's fair enough. It's fine. Most notably also no rage. All right, no rage generation except for this, and this should probably be enemies killed by your hits are destroyed. I should probably change that instead of rage or get some of this. We'll see. I did do Überlap, by the way. That's what I took last. So it makes it also easy. Immunity to freeze and chill, or at least not immunity, but at least the chill effect is basically negated down to my baseline action speed. So overall, a lot of immunities, I kind of want to say. And yeah, as I said, I was super careful. But since I'm level 90, I swapped to like an abyss tree because I don't plan on doing any more progression. I don't want to change any gear. The character is what it is, and it's just gonna run random red maps, and I can take you into one. What's the highest map I have? There's a crystal ore, but it's not that dangerous. Why not die on camera? Perfect. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just rolling these maps and putting them into the device, and then I hope I don't die. And if I die, that's fine. The goal was 90, and I don't have time to do this super careful anymore. Obviously, I could also invest more into the character, do crafting. I'm just not in the mood anymore. Maybe during the week then. As you can see, it's not like a super quick. It's just the attack speed. Everything is like kinda clunky, kinda slow. That's okay-ish, I feel like, especially since it kind of lives. So that was the whole point. The character did what it was supposed to do. And now it's somewhat hard to die, but I'm totally aware that this is absolutely not immortal. And will die if I keep running pretty much any damage mod that exists. But yeah, that's roughly the gameplay. So yeah, I'm hoping for, you know, more drops. I'm having trouble actually getting, and we can go in here. The damage is not that great, honestly, on the character itself, just by default. But it does the job, and it doesn't really want to die. I said it, I'm probably gonna die randomly to this weird cursed boss here. I don't know what's happening, but I'm curious if I can actually tank this explosion or not. And I know I'm not gonna try, but I am actually curious if I could or not. Okay, this boss is really horrible. Why does it not die? Ah. Was too scared to tank it now. But yeah, as you can see, the damage is not that great, and these maps are going to kill me at some point. Let's see if we can actually find the abyss. If it even spawned, I'm not entirely sure if it's 100% or not. Oh, there's one. It feels pretty safe doing these abyss things, but also, to be fair, I can't really see anything while this is happening, so if at some point there's some kind of, I don't know, corpse explosion, I mean, you can at least hear them, so it should be fine. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of these purple explosions or something like that. Then I'm probably toast, and that's fine. As you can see, typically, unless something crazy happens, the health bar doesn't move. It's such a tanky thing. I really like this ascendancy, honestly. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing for XP. I'm gonna repeat that until, as said, either the event ends or the character dies. But other than that, yeah, that's it. I hope you have a really good Gauntlet and you enjoy, because I really do. I did. It was a very fun event. Let's see how far we get. I'm definitely looking forward to see the bossing. I believe that the top racers are getting close to do some boss content. Yeah, definitely recommend checking that out. It's really, really interesting what they actually can do. I mean, they played pretty much the same character, but way faster and way more efficient, and super crazy how far they get in so little time, even though they obviously played basically 24 hours, what feels like, since the like every day. But yeah, still very, very fascinating, very interesting what they can do. Anyway, bye.